Hi, guys, good evening, and welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host, Eddie, and in tonight's video, I will be discussing what I thought of the latest episode of AMC's The Walking Dead. I just got done watching it a few minutes ago, and there was a lot that went down in tonight's episode, and there's a lot to talk about, as always. And before I begin, of course, please be warned, this is a spoiler-filled episode review. If you're not caught up on The Walking Dead by this episode or the season premiere from last week, do not keep watching or listening, as I will be discussing spoilers. That being said, if you have watched this episode, you are caught up, please keep watching and listening. So that being said, spoilers starting from here on out, starting now. You know what? I gotta say, I was surprised that I didn't love this. I mean, I liked it. I really enjoyed it. It had some great moments, but I didn't love this episode like I thought I would, and let me explain why. Going way back to the earlier seasons, I always enjoy, historically speaking, I always seem to enjoy the second episode of the new season more than the season premiere. Typically. Not always, but typically. I feel like there's always been something about the second episode of a new season of Walking Dead that I just find so immensely entertaining, whether it's great a great character ensemble cast, or if it's great zombie killing scenes and carnage, whatever it is, there's just something about episode two that I really, really enjoy. And there were parts of this episode that I certainly did enjoy. I just didn't love this episode like I thought I would. I still liked it. I still really enjoyed it. I felt like it had great tension. I mean, unbelievable, palpable tension between so many characters. It feels like the tension is so much that, it's kind of like a volcano getting ready to blow or to explode. And, it came to fisticuffs, so to speak, in a few scenes here in tonight's episode. But I feel like it's only going to get worse, which is, unfortunate for our characters, but great for us as viewers. I gotta say, I was surprised by a few things. I was surprised with the storyline that they were going with Anne and Gabriel. I was not expecting that. I was, however, pleased to see that Anne's character was developing and growing, and now she's taking an interest in Gabriel. Maybe both of them will become more interesting characters, or at least perhaps she will. So that's very promising. And all this flirting and kissing that was going on between them, I was like, oh damn. It's like, okay. Of all the things I thought we were gonna see in this episode, I was not expecting this. But this episode also did a good job of not only capturing moments of tension and moments of anger, but also moments of love and growth and friendships, and respect. It feels like there's some great scenes between. I really enjoyed the scenes between Maggie and Michonne at Hilltop debating what to do about Earl, about the decision regarding Gregory, and all sorts of things. Oh, and then the paintings. Oh, the paintings that Anne did of like Herschel and Beth, and I'm pretty sure Glenn was up there. Oh, that was touching. And it was also very touching considering the sad passing of Scott Wilson. R.I.P. You will be missed. Anyway, and then I also loved the scene where the walkers are attacking the log site. And after Daryl kills and knifes a couple of them, and Rick comes in to help him, Rick's about to get bit. And then, I can't remember her name, but the chick from Oceanside saves his life shooting the harpoon gun right in the walker's skull. And then it's like this small mini task force almost. I don't know why I'm using that word, but it felt like a small task force of all these characters from different parts of each community. Like you had Diane from the Kingdom, Gabriel from the Alexandria, and from the Heapsters, Rick from Alexandria, and then Alden from the Saviors, and Jesus. No, wait, was Jesus there? Somebody from Hilltop was in there, I feel like. Yes. Aaron no, not Aaron. Aaron's from Alexandria. Well, my point is that all these blended characters came together to take out these walkers, and it feels like every character got a pretty cool zombie kill, which was awesome. Also, I was very shocked about what happened to Aaron. I don't know if that's what happens to his comic book series counterpart or not, or if it happens to another character and they switched fates with him. But of all the characters to get injured or have something this significant have happened to him, Aaron was not was at the bottom of my list. I did not think that something this bad could happen to him. And the poor guy's already been through so much. I mean, he lost his boyfriend last season during the war. Now he's lost his arm. You know, what's going to happen now? Now he's going to be even more vulnerable in an already dangerous world surrounded by the dead and future enemies. That I'm just like, what's going to happen next for this poor guy? But, something else I noticed in tonight's episode, they kept hinting and touching on this, that saviors were doing walk-offs, just walking off their job sites, but they never made it back home. Like 6 saviors are unaccounted for, and now Justin included, the prick that Daryl fought with and the guy that Rick threatened. He was in the final scene of tonight's episode where we see him, looks like he's about to get jumped by someone, but he apparently surprisingly recognizes his attacker, because I was excuse me I was guessing excuse me, my apologies. I was guessing, we're finally going to get our first look at the Whisperers at the end of this episode. They're going to attack him and kill him in some horrible way, but instead he seemingly recognized his attacker, and then somebody charged him or somebody pulled him off screen, and we don't know what happened to him, but he's most likely dead. And I feel like the suspicious circumstances of missing people and missing supplies, because this food delivery that the sanctuary was supposed to send to the hilltop supposedly never arrived, and that already aroused Maggie and other hilltop residents' suspicions, and now the sanctuary is suspicious that something is happening to their people, because at least 6 or now 7 saviors have vanished. So I feel like whatever's going on, it's most likely the Whisperers who are doing it, and we'll get confirmation sooner rather than later. I feel like whatever the Whisperers are doing or up to is not helping an already palpable situation, and it looks like from the promos of next week's episode, the tension is only going to get worse, and the fights are only going to escalate. And this episode did a good job reminding us that just because these communities are all living in peace at the moment doesn't necessarily mean they're all getting along. I mean, Christ, Rosita was putting together a bomb with the woman who cut her face not 2 seasons ago, and she's like, "You think I'm trusting you with a knife after you cut my face open?" And it reminds you of that scene, and you're like, oh shit, that's right. I almost forgot about that until she mentioned it. So I liked it. I really, really enjoyed tonight's episode. Not quite what I was expecting, but that's kind of what I liked about it. And I'm very, very curious as to what is going on with the disappearances of people and of supplies. And it looks like things are only going to get worse from here. Too bad for our characters, but great for us viewers. So guys, thank you so much for watching this review of The Walking Dead. I hope you enjoyed tonight's episode as much as I did. And if you didn't, or if you did, please leave your thoughts, opinions, and your feedback down below in the comments section. I'd love to hear from everybody. As usual, of course, we're all entitled to our own opinions, and that's just fine. Just please keep it civil and be respectful of one another's beliefs and opinions. And of course, don't forget to subscribe as we continue to follow along Season 9 of The Walking Dead, premiering new episodes every Sunday night on AMC. Have a great rest of the night, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And of course, until next time, may the Force be with you.